swapping the Blues of West London for the Sky Blues of Brighton over the summer. Axel Disasi, Thiago Silva, Levi Colwill and Mark Cucurella in the backline. Cucurella making his first Premier League start of the season. Former Premier League transfer record holder Enzo Fernandez in midfield, and he's joined by the current Premier League transfer record holder in Moises Caicedo, with Conor Gallagher taking the captain's armband. But the big point of interest for Chelsea tonight is their attack. Injury issues continuing to cause problems for Mauricio Pochettino, and he has named a front three that includes two players making their first Premier League start of the season. That is Cole Palmer and Mykhailo Mudryk, with Armando Broja leading the attack. A really inexperienced, in terms of this campaign, attacking trio for the Blues. Mudryk with no Premier League goals since joining the club in January. Cole Palmer yet to find the target after swapping Manchester City for Chelsea. And Armando Broja is the only member of that attacking front line to have scored a Premier League goal for Chelsea, coming all the way back in October 2022. Lacking in goals, lacking in spark. Can that change this evening? It is a crucial night for Mauricio Pochettino as he looks to get Chelsea back on track. Kickoff just over a minute away. Both managers just taking their seats in the dugouts, preparing for what should be a fascinating evening of action here on the banks of the River Thames. And ahead of kickoff, we're just going to take a quick look at the form from both sides. Fulham going into this game in 12th in the Premier League, 8 points from 6 Premier League games. A fairly solid start from Marco Silva's team, but just 2 Premier League wins to their name. But they are unbeaten in their last 3 in all competitions. So just remaining in the mix to keep themselves in a fairly progressive mid-table position, and progressing in the midweek Carabao Cup last time out, beating Norwich, and they'll take on Ipswich in the 4th round. But it's a very different story for Chelsea. 5 points from 6 games means that they kick off tonight in 15th place in the Premier League table. Just 1 win to their name, coming against newly promoted Luton Town. But they did also progress in the Carabao Cup, beating Brighton to book a spot in the 4th round. Can things change for Chelsea tonight? That will be the question that the Blues fans want answering. And Broja, Palmer and Mudryk are charged with the task of turning things around. Referee this evening, Tim Robinson, just doing his final checks before kick-off. It's been an interesting and controversial weekend in terms of VAR decisions. John Brooks is on VAR duty this evening, and we'll be hoping to be in constant contact with Tim Robinson. Simon Hooper, who is at the centre of a storm involving Tottenham and Liverpool, is also on the officials team. And we're going to get underway here at Craven Cottage, and it is Fulham that kick us off, and we are underway in this Monday night Premier League clash here on Flashscore UK. Just a quick reminder, as always, you can check out the latest stats on this fixture on the Flashscore app if you want to keep up to the date with the latest goings on, alongside live commentary with me. And Harry Wilson looking to lead the charge for Fulham in the opening stages, bursting down the right hand side, but his run is checked and he is forced backwards. Positive stuff from Fulham in these opening moments. Is fed back in to Wilson. He finds Castagna. Pereira looking to burst into the box, but Chelsea stand firm. Levi Colwill just snapping in and winning that challenge. He feeds it onto Mudryk, and that's a thunderous challenge from Issa Diop. Gets across and puts an early reducer, I believe they're called, on Mudryk right on halfway, just reminding the Ukrainian international that he'll be in for a battle this evening. And Diop and his centre-back partner Ream and Bernd Leno have been crucial for Fulham in the opening weeks of the season. But here comes Chelsea. It is Broja breaking through, and he's got past Leno. Open goal, and it's ball! He's blazed it over the top. A perfect chance inside the first 90 seconds. A mistake at the back from Fulham. Timothy Castagna got himself in a muddle. It bounced kindly for Armando Broja. He burst through into the box, dropped Bernd Leno to the ground, took it round him. 4 Fulham players back on the line, and it looked like he was going to net his first Premier League goal in 12 months, and he has blazed it over the top. What a miss from the Albanian international. As they say, he did all the hard parts. He got himself round Bernd Leno, checked back, looks up, and that is a wayward finish. High, wide, and not so handsome. He buries his head in his shirt, and well may he. That was a really poor attempt, but born from a striker short on match action. We mentioned at the start of the game that he's not featured. This is his first Premier League start since November 2022, and a really disappointing opening for him there. He looked all set to open his accounts and give Chelsea the breakthrough, but Chelsea will come again. There's Cole Palmer looking to get the better of Anthony Robinson over on the right hand side. Robinson sticks to his task, wins it back, but Palmer snaps in, feeds it infield to Fernandes, halfway inside the Fulham half, onto Mudryk on the left-hand side. He'll try and step into the 18-yard box, but it's a poor reverse ball back to Fernandes, and Andres Pereira will cut that out. There's Harry Wilson dropping in, looking to do his bit, but possession surrendered again, and it's fed back into, that was so close on the edge of the box. Fernandes looking to break the other side of Brozier and make something happen, but his first touch let him down, and Fulham will clear. A really busy start to this game. Robinson carries it over halfway from left back. He'll find Willian, look to check inside. Tussle is won again by Chelsea, Cole Palmer, but there's a infringement on Andres Pereira. Pereira's down in some pain here after being caught by Palmer. There's a coming together between Moises Caicedo, and then Palmer comes in to pick up the loose ball. I think the initial foul was by Moises Caicedo, but referee happy just to go with a foul at this stage. Back underway here now. Fulham looking to clip a long ball into the box, and that'll just drop through for a goal kick to the away side. Chelsea looking to settle themselves after a really busy opening here at Craven Cottage. And Robert Sanchez will give goal kick duties to one of his defenders as they look to play out from the back. Raul Jimenez will squeeze Sanchez inside his own box. Feeds it out towards Disasi. Just a quick note on Chelsea's formation. It looks like there's been a change. Disasi will start at centre-half with Levi Colwell at left-back and Marc Cucurella at right-back. A bold move by Mauricio Pochettino. Cucurella not playing much so far this season, not playing at all in terms of Premier League starts, and he's been shuffled over to the right-hand side for this one. Here's Harry Wilson on the right, looking to cut inside and didn't go towards the far post, but Cucurella in that right-back position gets a head on it. Cole Palmer will help out and win a free kick in the right-back position, bundled over by Anthony Robinson. Just going back to Fulham for a second, obviously the only chance for Amanda Brozier was a scare for them, but Ream, Diop and Leno have been very solid so far this season. The 3 clean sheets that they have kept has included those 3 as a defensive block. Really good link up between the trio, and they've been vitally important for the positive form that Fulham have been enjoying. But as Brozier has demonstrated, there is the potential that they can be got at. Another clash in midfield between Caicedo and Pereira. Pereira indicating to the referee that's the second foul on him by the Ecuadorian, but again, just a free kick, and Fulham will look to restart, play back into defence. Diop onto Ream, just inside the Fulham half. Ream looking for an angle for a pass, pops it into João Palhinha inside the centre circle. Now Ream moves it on to Diop. A long ball played forward, but Silva will get across and cut that out. Colwell tries to complete the job, feeds it up to Brozier, and that'll be a throw in to Chelsea. Brozier just backing into his man and making sure he kept Chelsea in possession. Alongside the defensive strength for Fulham so far this season, there has been an issue in front of goal, and particularly in terms of Raul Jimenez making the summer move from Wolves, as you mentioned at the start of the game, but no goals for the Mexican international. He started all 6 of Fulham's games, but he's yet to find the back of the net as Chelsea look to break forward here through Mikhailo Mudryk up the left-hand side, looking to run at Timothy Castagne into the box, but he's overrun it, tried to trick too many to get past Castagne, and that'll be a goal kick to the home side. Mudryk, as you mentioned before, still searching for that first Premier League goal. Goal kicks immediately won in midfield by Chelsea. It's Endo Fernandez and João Palhinha snapping in, looking to win the second ball. Fulham fans delighted that he rejected that summer transfer to Bayern Munich, or rather the transfer wasn't completed. He's signed a contract extension since, and 3 Premier League starts and an all-important equaliser against Arsenal last month. His first goal of the season, clinching a really important draw at the Emirates Stadium. He's so important to everything that is good about this Fulham team, and not just in a progressive sense, in a disruptive sense. He's joint top for dribblers tackled so far this season with 12. So if Chelsea want to break the lines with a little dribble, they need to keep away from João Palhinha. Now Fulham looking to step forward down the right-hand side. Castagne raiding beyond the 18-yard line. He's forced backwards by Wilson. That's another challenge there by Colwell. Settled well into the Chelsea first team since his return from Brighton. Impressive on loan with the Seagulls last season, and then a European under-21 championship winner with England over the summer. And his versatility has been tested this evening as he fills in at left back. That's a nice ball out from the back from Robert Sanchez into Cole Palmer in midfield. Fernandez over halfway through the middle, driving run from Fernandez. He finds Mudryk on the edge of the box. Mudryk cuts inside into the right foot, and that is fired over the top from Mudryk. He's very keen to get himself into the action and get a couple of shots away. That's 2 efforts he's had off target so far in the opening 9 minutes. Mauricio Pochettino saying ahead of this game they've been enjoying a bit of crossbar challenge, him and Mudryk. The manager coming out on top so far. Not sure what that's going to do for Mudryk's confidence. Sure, Mauricio Pochettino only too happy to remind his players that he's still got it. Played back to Cucurella in his unorthodox right back position, and all the way back to Robert Sanchez on the edge of the Chelsea 18-yard box. 10 minutes on the clock here at Craven Cottage. No goals, but a huge chance for Armando Brozier to put Chelsea in front. Big miss from the Albanian international. He will be looking to make up for that as the game progresses. As part of a Chelsea trio, all looking for their first Premier League goal of the season. Brozier through the middle, Mudryk on the left, and Cole Palmer on the right-hand side. Another long ball, one in the centre circle by Caicedo. He finds Fernandez. Great turn there by Conor Gallagher to get away from Tim Ream. American international trying to burst forward and win it. It's with Cole Palmer on the right-hand side. He tricks his way through, finds Gallagher on the 6-yard line. Diop with a really important clearance, and Ream gets the job done. Chelsea throw halfway inside the Fulham half. Cucurella lost by Brozier and then just walloped into the stands by Anthony Robinson. That'll be another throw-in. Played short into midfield, into Caicedo, back to Colwill. You imagine that Chelsea fullbacks will look to get involved as they progress forward. Here's Brozier trying to find Cucurella on the overlap, but it's offside against Brozier as he stepped from behind Ream and Diop to try and get involved. Cucurella already very advanced on that right-hand side, and Colwill, Disasi and Silva will make it back three when they're in possession, allow Cucurella to advance and make something of Chelsea's early possession in an attacking sense. Bernd Leno will restart proceedings from that offside call with a free kick. Just tapped sideways to Tim Ream, just outside the Fulham 18-yard box. There's Diop, looking for options in midfield. Happy to just play keep ball between himself and Bernd Leno for the moment. Now he turns away, the former West Ham defender, to Castagna on halfway. There's Harry Wilson dropping deep, looking to try and influence things. He's forced back. That's good pressing by the Chelsea defence. And Leno will just stroll out, trying to tempt Brozier into closing him down. Onto Tim Ream. And that's a nice ball around the corner from Willian to Paulinho in the centre circle, but Caicedo crunching in. Sends the Portuguese tackle master backwards. Diop with a big switch to the left-hand side. Now it's a nice ball, finds Robinson against Cucurella. Cucurella forces him back onto the halfway line to Ream. Fulham starting to see a bit more possession in these last few moments. Chelsea obviously really impressive in the opening stages, but Fulham now slowly beginning to influence things. Yet to have a chance or an attack on goal. 38% possession in the last 5 minutes compared to 62 for Chelsea. The opening 5 minutes were all Chelsea, so slow and steady progress from Fulham. It's a tussle on halfway that Enzo Fernandez wins against Harry Wilson, and it'll be a throw-in to Chelsea just inside the Fulham half. Colwill to Fernandez. That's quite a stat that the Blues have got so far this evening. The most expensive ever Premier League player and the second most expensive Premier League player ever in Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo. Not a bad pairing. Over £200 million combined to bring the two players to Stamford Bridge. Caicedo joining in the summer window. Enzo Fernandez at the start of 2023 on the back of that incredible World Cup win with Argentina. That's possession given away over on the far side, Fulham's left, and Robinson will take the free kick, but Chelsea quickly on it. Conor Gallagher, captain this evening for Chelsea, wins back possession, finds Brozier. Now Caicedo in the centre circle. Back to Gallagher. Cucurella. Cole Palmer looking to lift one into the run of Brozier, but Diop sees him off, and that'll be gathered in by Bernd Leno in the Fulham goal. Not quite on the same wavelength there, Palmer and Brozier. To be expected, given the lack of Premier League action they've had as not just as a pair or as a trio with Mudryk, but lack of league action full stop so far this season. But injuries to important players and the suspension of Nicholas Jackson this evening are necessary changes for Pochettino in his attacking lineup. 5 yellow cards so far this season for Nicholas Jackson means that he serves a 1-game ban. He is in the stands this evening, but he will not be able to influence proceedings on the pitch. It's a throw into Fulham, just on the edge of the Chelsea box on the left-hand side. Robinson chested down by Jimenez, but cleared away by Thiago Silva. Diop will find Harry Wilson on the right wing. He'll feed it into Castagna, and that's the first corner of the game. Castagna trying to trick his way past Thiago Silva, but the Brazilian international, full of nous, plenty of experience, gets across, makes the block, and that'll be a corner to the home side. Gives Fulham a chance to bring up some of their big guns from the back. Ream, Diop, also Jimenez himself, Andres Pereira to take this one. On the right-hand side. Referee just sorting out a few bits and pieces in the penalty area. As Pereira takes right-footed out-swinger. That's headed up and eventually cleared away by Disasi on the edge of the box. Cole Palmer tries to win the second ball, but it's hooked back into the box. That's a lovely bit of skill by Fernandez to dip away from Harrison Reed. Great touch under pressure from the Argentinian, and Chelsea can settle now with Caicedo. Switches to the left-hand side to Colwill. Will do well to keep that in play and march over the halfway line. Crossed in towards Mudryk, who brings it down in the box, and that's the breakthrough goal for Chelsea, and it is a first ever Premier League goal for Mikhailo Mudryk. Look at the delight on his face. The first time the Ukrainian has found the back of the net in the Premier League since his move from Shakhtar Donetsk. What a fantastic moment for him, and a superb breakthrough for Chelsea. Brilliant work from Levi Colwill on the left-hand side. He refused to let that loose ball run out of play, kept it in, looked up, whipped it in left-footed into the box, and Mudryk got himself into space, kept himself together, and fired home past Bernd Leno. Chelsea 1-0 up here at Craven Cottage. Superb finish from Mikhailo Mudryk, and it's been a long time coming, but he kept his cool, kept his calm, and buried that one past Bernd Leno. 1-0 to the visitors here at Craven Cottage. Just great scenes there with Mudryk celebrating with the Chelsea players. The delight written all over his face. He's waited so long for that moment, and it's been difficult for him in English football. He's struggled for fitness at times. He's had his fair share of injury problems, and he's not been able to show his best, but that was a little taste of what he is capable of. Really assured finish, and Fulham are 1-0 down after 17 minutes. That's a mistake from Bream at the back, and Brozia's in, and it's a second goal for Chelsea. An absolute gift for Chelsea. Less than 60 seconds after Mudryk gives them the breakthrough, Armando Broja gets himself onto the score sheet. 2-0 to Chelsea, and it is a clanger on the edge of his own box from Tim Ream. Broja, brilliant stuff to close him down and wait and see if an opportunity would present itself, and it did just that. Tim Ream is devastated, but Armando Broja kept it together, pounced on the mistake, and fires home past Bernd Leno. 2 goals inside less than 90 seconds. That's an awful ball out from the back from Ream, picked up by Palmer. He spots the run of Broja in behind, and it's a simple enough finish in the end. Leno's already well advanced, having paid the pass into Ream, and it is an assured finish from Broja. 2-0 to Chelsea, and in fact there's probably a touch of fortune about the finish in the end, as Ream desperately tries to recover and get back. He tries to nick it away from Broja. Broja opens his foot and just steers it home past Leno. Fulham 0, Chelsea 2. What an incredible 90 minutes of action here at Craven Cottage. Chelsea 2-0 up with just over 20 minutes on the clock. How do Fulham respond to this? With Tim Ream in possession here, as the kickoff comes straight back to Leno and then on to Ream, and he just lashes that one out of play. The Fulham players need to take a breath, need to settle themselves here, because Chelsea look in the mood. The goal for Mudryk came from a superb piece of play from the visitors, and then the Broja finish was a mistake in the Fulham backline, but they do have to calm themselves down. They're still in this game, plenty of time left, just over 20 minutes as I mentioned, and there's still plenty of opportunities for Fulham to find a response. That's a foul from Anthony Robinson on Cole Palmer over on the right hand side, just inside the Fulham half. Palmer using his body to shield the ball, and Robinson just bumps him off it, and that'll be a free kick. Chelsea go back to Sassi, back to Sanchez, and into midfield for Fernandez. Colwill tucking inside, giving Mudryk the freedom of the left-hand flank, but he'll pop it back onto Colwill, and Diop will get across and make a tackle. That's a foul by the overzealous Colwill, which taken quickly by Fulham. They want to get on with this. They want to find a goal in order to make sure that the 2-goal deficit doesn't stretch to half-time and beyond. Is Ream, feeds it into Willian, and he's immediately pressured by Colwill and forces the ball back to Bernd Leno. A sense that maybe Fulham just need to take the time. They're obviously keen to react, but Chelsea are working the press exceptionally well so far, and Fulham need to keep a bit of possession, and they need to keep their heads here, because if they're not careful, a confident Chelsea side could go up through the gears. That's a foul on Palhinha, just over halfway. A short free kick taken to Harry Wilson. Now Diop. Castagna. They look to drive that one down into the right-hand channel. Jimenez gives chase. Silva high and away. The second ball won by Disasi, then Palhinha. Bit of head tennis in midfield. Flicked on by Gallagher. Diop steps in, but Gallagher, tigerish there, wins it away from Diop. Finds Palmer, who looks to step away from Robinson. Does so, but Robinson recovers. There's Palhinha. Willian over in the left-back slot for Fulham, and Palmer does well to slide in and prevent Robinson from making the clearance. He'll be delighted to get that assist for Amanda Brosier's goal, although the Premier League might have something to say about it, as the last touch before Brosier put it in the back of the net did look to come from Tim Ream, but it was really aggressive and proactive stuff from Palmer to create the chance. As Chelsea look to build from the back now, Sanchez to Disasi, turns away from Pereira, it's a chip put into Gallagher, but Wilson wins that. And Diop will return it to the Welsh international midway inside the middle of the Chelsea half, spread to Castagna on the overlap from right back, and that's a fine challenge from Mudryk, sliding in on Castagna, but the Belgian keeps possession. Back to Reed, who opts for safety, back to Diop. Fulham will look to build again. Castagna curls one in for the right hand side, and Cucurella just taking no chances on the back post, heads behind for a corner. Fulham's second corner of the game. Experienced figure of Thiago Silva just giving a few instructions to Mykhailo Mudryk there, making sure he's in place to defend this free kick. Willian delivers it in low, comes all the way across to Cucurella, who'll look to step away from Ream and ease the pressure, but he's forced back. Enzo Fernandez on the edge of the box. That's Cucurella. Fulham looking to squeeze Chelsea here in the left-back position. Pereira wins the throw. Wants to get on with this quickly. Fernandez is down, clutching his leg after that challenge from Pereira. The referee will keep an eye on it, but no foul given. As Fulham switch across to the left, Willian just looks to slow things down and get a run at Cole Palmer. Squares across to Palhinha on the edge of the box. He goes to Castagna. Chelsea back into a pretty solid defensive shape here. You imagine when they don't have the ball, Palmer and Mudryk will be asked to get back, help out Colwill and Cucurella. There's Fulham trying to make something happen down the left, but it's skidded through by Willian and picked up by Robert Sanchez in the Chelsea goal. And now the ball will be knocked out of play for a throw-in that went out of play before it made its way back to Sanchez. Referee Tim Robinson just making sure the correct call was made there. Throw into Palmer. Nice ball around the corners to find Caicedo. And Fernandez will bring it over halfway through the centre circle onto the left-hand side to Mudryk. Rolls his studs over the ball, looks to run at Castagna in the box, and fires one across, but Leno smartly down, gathers it in. Confidence running through Mykhailo Mudryk now after getting that first Premier League goal. Did a trick to burst past Castagna, and that was not a bad ball, cut back across the box, but Leno gets down, gets his hands on it and prevents a possible third Chelsea goal. 2 goals, as we mentioned, inside 90 seconds, just before the 20-minute mark. Mudryk with his first ever Premier League goal, and Amanda Brozier with his first in 12 months and just his second for Chelsea. And here comes Fulham now. Paulinho knocks it long to Andres Pereira, but he can't keep it down. And that'll be a throw into Chelsea over on the far side. It's a stat that illustrates Raul Jimenez's season so far, you might say. Just 4 touches for the former Wolves striker so far in the opening 27 minutes. We mentioned early on that he's yet to find the back of the net as a Fulham player, this being his 7th Premier League start. We've seen a first Premier League goal for Mudryk. We've seen a first Premier League goal of the season for Brozier. Will Jimenez join them tonight? It's a nice win by Fernandes in midfield. Outside of the boot, feeds it onto Palmer on the edge of the box. Almost frees in Brozier, and Fernandes will zip one over the bar from the edge of the D. It was his tackle in midfield that kick-started that move, slipped it onto Palmer. He tried to find Brozier. Fulham got back, recovered, and then Fernandes driving through from midfield, saw his chance. Got plenty of power behind it, but it flashes over the top of Bernd Leno's crossbar in German international. Not really worried by that. Always rising. Fulham will get us back underway here. It's a tussle loss between Jimenez and Disasi. Lost by Jimenez, I should say. Throw in from Robinson. Willian dipping back into his own half to try and get something moving. It's played out to the right to Castagna. He just strokes that back to Diop. Ream looks to have shaken off the error that he made for Brozier's goal. It's an experienced operator, the USA international. Here comes Jimenez, tricking his way into the Chelsea box. He did well there, but Fernandes got back to make an important challenge on Pereira as he looked to pull the trigger. Chelsea will come forward now down the right-hand side. Paulinho gets across and challenges Brozier, and that'll be a throw-in to Fulham. Bouncing balls deflecting off Brozier last. Fulham again seeing plenty of the ball in defence. Diop, Ream, but there's not too much going on in midfield and attack, and Diop will loft that one forward in the general direction of Harry Wilson, but Robert Sanchez happy to watch it behind for a goal kick. 30 minutes on the clock here on Flashscore UK. Don't forget you can keep up to date with all the latest stats and figures relating to this game on the Flashscore app. That is 2-0 here at Craven Cottage to the visitors. Chelsea 2, Fulham 0. Amanda Brozier and Mikhail Mudryk on the score sheet. We mentioned at the start of the game the lack of playing time that Mudryk, Palmer and Brozier have had. The commentators curse striking as they popped up with the 2 goals that have Chelsea 2-0 up just the other side of the half-hour mark. Here's Palmer, the only one of that front 3 yet to score in this game, and yet to score for Chelsea since joining from Manchester City in the summer. He's forced back by Willian. It's a nice ball into Caicedo, but he's pressured by Harrison Reed, and Fulham will win that 50-50 in midfield, back to Castagna. But again, former Leicester City man, short on options in front of him, and his only real choice is to go back to Bernd Leno. Castagna will go the opposite way this time, try and toss a long ball forward to Harrison Reed. Not seen too much of the former Southampton midfielder so far, but he's been busy in the engine room of Fulham alongside Paulinho and Andres Pereira. It's Cucurella looking to advance into the Fulham half from right back. Finds Palmer, but Robinson steps in and concedes a throw-in. Gallagher shows for the throw, finds Disasi. Chelsea happy to slow the tempo just a little now as we move towards the final third of the first half. They've got their 2 goals, they've got their advantage. No real need to force the issue just yet. As Fernandez looks to play a searching ball up the right-hand side for Cucurella. He's checked by Robinson, and Diop will win the ball inside from Amanda Broja. Played across the back line of Chelsea. Colwill onto Mudryk, looking to slalom past Timmy Castagna, but Castagna does well, reads that. Not too far away from his own goal line. Castagna did very well to just keep calm, make sure Mudryk didn't get the better of him. He got the better of him early on in the game when he popped up to put Chelsea in front. It's Tim Ream just looking to get Fulham advanced through the midfield third. Jimenez drops in, finds Willian, great touch, and he's away. And that, I'm sure that will be a booking against Marc Cucurella. Great little bit of skill from Willian over on the far left-hand side, just dinked away from Cucurella, and Cucurella cleaned him out on the touchline. Referee Tim Robinson, no doubt there, as a booking for Cucurella. He swung a leg and tried to get a fistful of Willian's jersey. Former Chelsea player, obviously, Willian. And that will be a free kick to Fulham over on the far left-hand side. 35 yards from goal, right on the touchline, and a chance for Andres Pereira to whip one into the box. Another odd little statistic floating around for Fulham so far this season. They've only had 1 Premier League assist for all of the goals that they've scored. Harrison Reed is the only Fulham player to have assisted a goal so far this season. The other 4 Premier League goals coming from either a defensive mistake from the opposition or the final touch coming off an opposition player. So something for the Chelsea players to be wary of. Fulham love a mistake, and they are more than happy to pounce on it. But it's been a Fulham mistake that was pounced on by Chelsea. Tim Ream's error tucked away by Amanda Broja to make it 2-0 to Chelsea. And Fulham yet to really carve out a chance here, as Marco Silva looks pensive on the sidelines. You'd imagine it'd be a very important team talking coming. Possibly a few changes at the break. Free kick there, Pereira catching Caicedo in the centre circle. Played short to Disasi, back to Sanchez. Spanish international calmly steers that one out to Colwill at left back. He'll link up with Mudryk. And that's a foul by Harry Wilson. Colwill looked to burst past him, and Wilson just checked his run unfairly in the view of the referee Tim Robinson. Thiago Silva into Caicedo, just pops that one back to Sanchez. Sanchez was to swing that one over to the left-hand side to Mudryk, but couldn't quite find his target. That'll be a throw into Fulham. Just Timothy Castagna will edge his way into the Chelsea half to take. Strong challenge there by Colwill on Harrison Reed, wins the throw himself, quickly taken. Pereira catches Gallagher in midfield, and the foul count is starting to rack up. And Andres Pereira is one of the serial offenders here. Referee just taking a moment to have a quick chat with him. Ex-Manchester United attacking midfielder, frustrated in the the first 36 minutes here. He's been an important player for Fulham this season, but he needs to watch himself. Referee just maybe giving him a warning that one or two more of those tackles could result in a caution. Chelsea get us back underway here. It's fed in over the halfway line on the right to Cole Palmer. Gallagher on the march on the other side, but he goes for Brozier inside the 18-yard box. He cuts it across. And no Chelsea player gambling. Mudryk and Enzo Fernandez both checked their run, expecting that to be zipped back towards the penalty spot, but Brozier went across the face of goal. And Fulham just breathe a sigh of relief as they survive a scare. Nice run that from Brozier, doing that selfish role that you need as a central attacking option in the front three. Paulinho looks to find Wilson on the right, but that's a heavy touch as he popped it inside to Jimenez, and Gallagher will get back and get a header in. Robinson will get his studs on the ball over at left back for Fulham. Played all the way across to Castagna. He'll go long once again. Reed and Harry Wilson look to have had a little swap here as Marco Silva of Fulham wants to get a bit more creativity into the middle of the pitch. So Wilson playing a little bit more central, and Reed a willing runner in an advanced right-hand side position, trying to maybe take advantage of Levi Colwill not being in his natural position, but Colwill's looked assured so far in defence and attack. It was his cross that was lashed home by Mikhailo Mudryk for the Chelsea opener. Fulham just same old story really in the first 40 minutes. Leno, Diop, Tim Ream seeing plenty of the ball, but not able to find either a run or an angle. That's played forward to Wilson on the right-hand side. He'll look to curl one in. Headed away by Disasi. Caicedo will cushion that one onto Gallagher inside the centre circle. Pereira gets back and he's caught Caicedo. We mentioned just a second ago that he got a ticking off and a warning from the referee. And Tim Robinson has a decision to make here as we head towards the half-time interval. Is that last chance saloon for Andres Pereira, or is that a booking? I think it is going to be the former. The referee just points a finger at him, and I think that is the final warning for Andres Pereira. He knows it. It's to be in the remaining 5 minutes of the first half and the second period to avoid going into the book and potentially being another Premier League red card this season if he continues fouling. A long kick downfield towards Wilson, but Colwill gets across and he concedes a corner. Wilson, he was aiming to just that out for a throw, but it's bounced off the corner flag, and it'll be a corner to Fulham on the right-hand side. Andres Pereira will look to get his name mentioned for a positive reason now as he delivers this one in right-footed. Headed goalwards and just past the post. There's a really strong header from Raul Jimenez. He tussling in the box with two Chelsea defenders. He got a really good connection on it, but it bounces wide of Robert Sanchez's post. He did everything he could really to try and wrestle away from Enzo Fernandez on the penalty spot, but he just couldn't get enough power or direction on it, and it flies wide. Closest really Fulham have come so far, but not on target, not really troubling Robert Sanchez too much. Sanchez diving across just to make 100% sure that it wasn't going to be an issue. It's a risky pass from Silva from the goal kick, but Disasi and Fernandez sorted out between them. Caicedo just looked to get control of things on the edge of the centre circle. To Disasi, Cucurella. Pop round the corner from Caicedo to Gallagher, but Robinson steams in on Palmer on the right-hand side and puts a stop to that little spell of Chelsea possession. Here's Colwell coming over the halfway line on the left-hand side to Mudryk. Cuts inside Castagna. Tries to feed that one onto Broja, but Diop gets back and wins it. But it's a foul in the view of the referee, Tim Robinson. Diop is pleading his innocence, holding his arms up in frustration at that decision. And it looked a close call on first glance from the referee. I think it was actually Yao Palinha that the referee is speaking to. He stepped across Mudryk. It was Diop who found himself in possession of the ball after Mudryk went down, but it's Paulinho that was deemed to be too aggressive in his attempts to win the ball back, and Chelsea will have a chance here on the left-hand side. At 25 yards from goal. Just in from the left-hand side of the penalty area. Crossing angle, really, you'd imagine. And it's going to be Mudryk to take right-footed. Now looks to curl this one in towards the far post, but that's headed up and away from goal by Axel Disasi, and the offside flag is up. Mauricio Pochettino, just some words of encouragement for his team there as he comes out to the edge of his technical area, claps his hands, calls for calm, calls for patience as Broja tries to burst past Diop, but Diop wins the race. Broja thought that was a foul, referee said no. Fulham will come again down the left-hand side with Robinson. Cucurella sticks out a leg and makes the block. Very conscious of that not hitting him on his hands. He had his hands almost super glued by his sides to make sure there wasn't an issue for the referee. Thrown into the box towards Willian, but Disasi will scoop that behind for a corner. Another corner to Fulham. Willian trying something different from the throw in there from Robinson. To break in behind the Chelsea defence, and he's earned a corner here. Pereira will go over to the left-hand side to take. Right-footed, curled in towards the front post. Headed away by Silva. And then hoofed downfield by Cole Palmer. And that'll go all the way out for a throw. It's a strange decision that by Bernd Leno. He seemed able to collect that one, and he was happy to let it drift out for a throw-in, which Anthony Robinson will come back to take. 30 seconds of the first 45 now to go. We'll have a quick update on the amount of added time in just a moment as Conor Gallagher catches Yao Palinha inside the Fulham half. That'll be a free kick, which Tim Ream will just play square across to his centre-back partner, Issa Diop. 2 minutes added on at the end of the first half. 60 seconds per Chelsea goal, you might imagine, was the decision made by the team of officials. Mudryk and Broja on the score sheet for Chelsea inside 90 seconds of each other, just before the 20-minute mark. That's a long ball played downfield, and Jimenez tries to make something of it, but Sanchez will come out, make a diving catch. Huge bolt of positivity for Chelsea's relatively unproven attacking trio of Palmer, Broja and Mudryk. A goal for Broja and Mudryk and an assist, or a pre-assist at least, from Cole Palmer. So Paulinho tries to slide in and get Fulham advanced, but Chelsea win the ball and finds its way across to Colwell. He'll stride over the halfway line, tiptoe all the way up to the edge of the 18-yard box, finds Broja, who gets away past Diop. Fulham just looked to stand still there as the two players got past them, but they eventually hacked clear from the edge of the 6-yard box. Almost scared to throw a foot in there, potentially concede a penalty and give Chelsea a chance for goal number 3. And that, you would imagine, would be the end of the evening for Fulham. But at 2-0, there is still a chance. changes you would expect from Marco Silva at half-time, or at least early on in the second period. He does have options on the bench to try and bring something to Fulham, certainly from an attacking sense, if he wants to change things up. Tom Kearney, Bobby de Cordova-Reid, Alex Iwobi, Carlos Vinicius, all options if Silva wants to go that way, as the referee blows his whistle for half-time, and it is 2-0 to the visitors. Fulham 0, Chelsea 2 at the break here in Monday night's Premier League action at Craven Cottage. Amanda Brozier and Mikhailo Mudryk on the score sheet on a really pleasing first 45 minutes for Mauricio Pochettino and his side. Big 15 minutes coming up for Marco Silva as he looks to resurrect Fulham's attempts to get 3 points here on home soil. We'll be back here on Flashcore UK in about 15 minutes time, but as it stands at the break, it is Fulham 0, Chelsea 2. Caicedo, Fernandez, Broja on the edge of the box. Is Matson the substitute? Ream gets a block in and feeds it up to Jimenez on halfway. He'll find Pereira, but again, Fernandez so busy in the midfield, but the referees awarded a free kick on that one. Andres Pereira himself given a few warnings in the first 45 for some slightly overexcited tackles, and he's reminding the referee, Tim Robinson, of that he wants to see fairness for both sides. And Enzo Fernandez just scuttles back into midfield to avoid a telling off from the referee. As Fulham go back here and look to restart, Diop into Pereira. It's given away. Gallagher finds Caicedo looking to burst forward. Cole Palmer coming into a central position now, roaming in from that right-hand side, but it's Reed and Jimenez and Pereira that force Chelsea backwards. Now Cucurella at right back and to take on Willian. Ball inside, cut out by Paulinho, and that'll be a throw-in bang on the halfway line in the right back area for Chelsea. Cucurella to take. Marco Silva being told to just step back into his technical area by the fourth official. He's clearly frustrated by what he's seen in this first 49 minutes at Craven Cottage. Chelsea 2 goals to the good, thanks to Mudryk and Broja, but Fulham yet to really lay a glove on the away side as Palmer comes forward now on the left-hand side, finds Gallagher onto Cucurella. It's really good defending from Robinson, just nips in and beats Cucurella to it, but he gives it away. The industry of Gallagher just earning Chelsea the second phase of possession, but his cross is an easy one for Leno. Can Fulham find a way to threaten Chelsea? That will be the question that Marco Silva and his coaching staff will be asking themselves. Jimenez's struggles in front of goal continue, still awaiting his first Premier League goal for the Cottagers. And the players in and around him not particularly flush in terms of goals so far this season. Harry Wilson has found himself on the score sheet in the Premier League. But other than that, it's been pretty slim pickings for Fulham's attacking players. The absence of an out-and-out goal scorer apparent tonight. That one's crossed into the box by Robinson, headed clear by Colwill, and he took a whack as he got himself in for some brave defending there. I think it was Pereira that left one on, no, Castagna, my apologies, who barged into the back of him as he tried to win the header inside the box. And wonder if Alexander Mitrovic will be watching this from Saudi Arabia this evening. Summer departure from Craven Cottage, leaving a massive hole in the attack and in the Fulham dressing room. Such an important figure, the Serbian international. 14 Premier League goals last season, and not one Fulham player has managed more than one so far this season. Spreading the goals around, but not spreading them in great numbers. Here's Harrison Reed, dropping back in at right back to cover for Castagna. Takes the ball off Diop. Played all the way back to Bernd Leno on the edge of the 18-yard box for Fulham. It's Willian, I should say. Mixing my Wilsons and my Willians there, apologies. And Paulinho looks to get away from Gallagher, does well. Finds Castagna now back at right back. He fires it long to Jimenez, who'll try and run Silva, but that's brilliant defending by the Brazilian. Just swooped around Jimenez, got his body in the way, made sure there's no easy possession. Fulham do have a throw in here, and they're going to take this opportunity to make a mistake, and it is the end of the evening for Jimenez. Another fruitless evening for the Mexican international. Plenty of industry, plenty of hard work. He's ran the channels and looked to make things difficult for Chelsea, but no real opportunities to find the back of the net. Carlos Vinicius will replace him for the final 38 minutes of the contest, and Alex Iwobi on for Harry Wilson. Two players formerly of the Merseyside parish. Harry Wilson, the red side of Stanley Park, and Alex Iwobi opting to swap Goodison Park for Craven Cottage this summer. Here is Iwobi immediately into the action. Finds Paulinho on the right hand side. Now Castagna swings the ball in, but that's headed away. Colwill again with an important header. As Ream looks to usher his team forward and loft one into Castagna, but Matson gets in his way, blocks him off. No free kick, just solid defending from the substitute there. So Iwobi and Vinicius, the first rolls of the Fulham dice from Marco Silva as he looks to find some way of threatening this Chelsea side. Here's Caicedo on the march through the centre of the pitch. Great run. Ream gets the cross, gets the block in, and Iwobi wins the second ball, but it falls for Broja on the edge of the box. He's crowded. Now Palmer. It's brilliant from Paulinho as he's snapping and win it back, but Palmer again, and he curls one at goal, and it's an easy take for Bernd Leno. Palmer looking to stretch Leno and maybe find his first Premier League goal since joining Chelsea this summer, but it's a fairly routine stuff for Leno, and that is a booking. We've been anticipating one in this second period, and it is Palmer. Slightly irked by that chance that he missed. He was late on Anthony Robinson as Robinson looked to clear down the line, and he's picked up a booking. 2 points of frustration inside 60 seconds for the England under-21 winner as he gets his name taken. That might be something that Mauricio Pochettino looks at in terms of his expected changes. But here's Willian down the left, Robinson on the overlap into the box. There's a fine ball to Iwobi, but he just can't find Vinicius with the volley. Excellent control from the Nigerian international, just pulled away from his marker at the far post, and Robinson storming forward. Iwobi trying to guide it back into Vinicius' path on the edge of the 6-yard box, but Silva was goal side of his man, and a difficult technique for Iwobi to make that one work, and it's cleared away by Chelsea. Here's Fernandes carrying it over halfway. Gallagher. Diop comes out and catches Gallagher. Referee thought about blowing for the free kick, but he lets the advantage play on. Ream stoops and heads clear. Gallagher then fouls Paulinho. Play on again, says the referee. But no, Fulham want the free kick. And the referee did do this in the first half, where he just stopped play for a few seconds and spoke to a couple of players who are finding themselves giving away too many free kicks for his liking, as he seeks to avoid handing out an excess of cards. It's been a weekend filled with yellow and red card decisions and points of controversy from VAR. The man on the sidelines, Simon Hooper, knows all about that. He was the match referee for Tottenham's 2-1 win over Liverpool this weekend. The PGMOL forced to apologise for a VAR error committed against Luis Diaz. His goal ruled out. 2 players sent off by Hooper, Diogo Jota and Diogo Jota and Curtis Jones both dismissed, and PGMOL finding themselves with a case to answer over the last 48 hours, and that is going to be a booking. Robinson frustrated with the amount of tackles being thrown in, and Vinicius just catches Thiago Silva with a stray arm as Silva looks to step out of defence. 2 Brazilians tangling there, and Vinicius really irate over that decision, particularly as he's not been long on the field. He claiming that all the fouls that have racked up on both sides have forced that decision. He's not protested his innocence to the referee, but maybe saying, that was my first one. Anyway, back underway here now. The referee has cautioned Andres Pereira as well, maybe for a comment or two after that incident. Fulham's number 18 has been asking for that, you might say, with some of his tackling either side of the break. And he'll have to watch himself now in the closing stages as Cucurella plays a risky one across to Silva, and Silva will just guide that downfield, but Robinson's forced to mop up and Leno will complete the Fulham defensive act. Here comes Fulham as Castagna steps over halfway, tries to find the run of Vinicius. He pops into Iwobi on the edge of the box, blocked by Maatsen. And Maatsen gets away and gets clear. It'll be a throw into Fulham, halfway inside the Chelsea half. Castagna to take. Just a quick correction, my apologies. Carlos Vinicius was not cautioned in that incident. It was just a telling off. Andres Pereira was shown a yellow card, but Carlos Vinicius not in the referee's notebook. My apologies for that one. Fulham forced backwards from the throw. Ream to Castagna. There's another throw in to the home side. Iwobi works it back to Palhinha. Now Ream, Robinson. Finds Willian, who comes inside and curls one over to Iwobi on the right, on the edge of the box. Nice cross headed away by Disasi, and Cucurella with an important 50-50 win with Willian there on the edge of the box. It's a pass from Ream, cut out by Palmer as he'll carry it over halfway. Squares in field to Caicedo. Gallagher. Back to Cucurella. There's a little bit of movement down on both benches. Marco Silva and Mauricio Pochettino planning changes. Possession stats over the last 5 minutes. Positive reading for Fulham fans, 69 to 31%, but they're yet to convert that into a meaningful goal-scoring chance. Possession stats, XG, shots on target, corners, all the relevant numbers relating to this fixture. You can keep up to date with that on the Flash Score app. If you want to keep an eye on the goings-on here at Craven Cottage as Reed bursts forward, clips one in for Vinicius, but he's off balance and that header is well over the top of Robert Sanchez's crossbar. Look to play a similar role to Raul Jimenez, Carlos Vinicius, into replacing the Mexican in this game, and that's a mistake at the back from Sanchez, and Pereira was inches away from capitalising. We had a huge error for the just bear with me 1 second, we'll come back to that mistake as Chelsea are flying forward here. Brozier feeds it on into the box to Gallagher, looks to get back onto it. It falls for Maatsen, it's off the post, and it falls kindly for Endo Fernandez, but as saved by Bernd Leno. Chelsea just cut through the Fulham defence on the edge of the box. The loose ball eventually bound for Maatsen, about 15 yards away from goal, opened his body up, steered it left-footed. Bernd Leno was nowhere near it, back off the post, but credit to Leno, who reacted to the situation, got up and made a really important block to deny Enzo Fernandez, and it'll be a corner to Chelsea. How important could that prove for the home side? Really brave stuff from Bernd Leno. He threw himself at Enzo Fernandez to prevent a shot on target, but Ian Maatsen was so close to finding the back of the net. Really composed efforts. But as the woodwork continues to shake, Fulham live on. But there is an injury inside the box here to Amanda Brozier. He was involved in the build-up to that chance for Matson and then Fernandez. And the Chelsea medical staff will just come on and assess the situation. Mistake at the other end as we had to switch focus. Andres Pereira almost pouncing on a really poor pass from Robert Sanchez. Sanchez trying to skim the ball into midfield, and Pereira got a touch on it and then just seemed to freeze to react to the loose ball, and Chelsea got away with one. And obviously a mistake right at the start of the game from Bernd Leno, which Brozier lashed over the top, and then a mistake from Ream eventually allowed Brozier the chance to make up for that one as he smashed home his first Premier League goal of the season. But it looks as if it'll be the end of Brozier's evening here at Craven Cottage. He got his goal, a goal that he's had to wait almost 12 months to the day for as a Chelsea striker in Premier League action, but an injury picked up in that move for Matson to hit the post means that Brozier will now be withdrawn, and it is Raheem Sterling on for the visitors. A slightly surprised decision not to include him in the starting 11. Fantastic start to the season for Sterling. 2 goals in 6 Premier League starts, but no place in the starting 11 this evening. Corner whipped in by Matson, but Gasassi heads wide.